The following program is rated TV MALV. It contains strong language and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Just give me that. Just give me that. Just give me that. Give me that. Just give me that. I don't care what you got. Just give me that. Stand to attention. I come to mention. Now we're gonna take you in a different direction.
Been that girl. Been that girl. Been that girl. Been that girl.
The following contest is a triple threat match. Making her way to the ring from Annapolis, Maryland, Bobby.
There's no way like opening up Ambition 14 Slick Nick Pepperoni, as we are a week removed from one of the best tournaments in all of professional wrestling, Greene of OCW, as the former three-time Ashley Moore became the queen, as now some of her royal subjects are here to open up our show tonight, as Bobby Batty is the first to the ring, sexy man.
We're going to have some great action here on Ambition as always. It's always great to be in the booth with you, Flying Brian. And as I said, Bobby Batty out now. Now the next woman out. We know that she's been doing a bang-up job every time she appears on Ambition TV on a hot streak as of late, trying to make her mark once again in this triple threat match and maybe emerge as a potential challenger for the OCW Women's Championship or as a challenger to the Queen's throne. And Ashley Moore, the three-time.
Absolutely correct, Slick Nick, as Catriona McCallum, the black sheep of the McCallum family, has shown everybody thus far that Ambition is her yard. Regardless of where she is against who, this young lady always shows out and shows up.
As I said, large shoes to fill, the black sheep of the McCallum family. The McCallum family has a storied lineage. There's a lot of gold, a lot of respect, a lot of honor in that family. And Catriona McCallum, as once again, as I said, is big shoes to fill, but this is going to be a tough test tonight. Out now comes the Mississippi Queen, you might say.
Whoa.
What you did was unforgivable. Lying to my damn face, got you feeling cynical.
Wait a minute, Slick Nick.
What was going wrong?
What is this?
Let me think it's all good. It was crazy how time flew. We thought I never knew, but now we can look at you. This is all because of you.
Damn!
Oh, man.
Would you look at that, Slick Nick? You think there's one queen in OCW? Apparently not. As Alyssa Marceau, the Tyrant Queen, is here.
Alyssa Marceau put on a fresh coat of paint, now referring to herself as the Tyrant Queen. Can the Tyrant Queen show up and show out tonight? As you said, maybe there's a little bit of a schism going on here in OCW in regards to that throne. We'll see if Alyssa Marceau can put herself on a path to collision with Ashley Moore by getting up a victory tonight against Catriona McCallum and Bobby Batty. Some formidable competition, an absolutely amazing match to start off Ambition. I always love to be in the booth with you, Brian, because we always get to see this great action night after night.
We always get to see the best professional wrestling, and what other way than to open up with the best women's division in all of the land, Slick Nick. This is a great night to be here, and we thank you all so much for being with us as Catriona McCallum and Bobby Batty are going to kick us off here.
The bell sounds, and Bobby Batty tried to get one up on Catriona right away, and Catriona was able to scout that one. Maybe Alyssa Marceau trying to get involved, but oh no, she's not even going to take a back seat. She's going to get right up into the action. Oh my God! There's some sliced bread. The best thing. Here we go, and Sweet do, Brian. You're known to have a little bit more slices than everybody else, but that's beside the point. Back to the actions. Bobby Batty going up to the second rope, scouting Alyssa Marceau, maybe thinking a little bit of damage.
Look at Catriona.
Accidentally gets caught. Yeah, Catriona's kind of walking off to the side. Just going to let these two women go at each other. A smart strategy if you think about it.
Absolutely. Good game plan, good ring awareness. But right there, oh, wait a second. Alyssa Marceau tripped up on Bobby. I don't think that's what she wanted. As Catriona going to start working some arm damage here. We know her and El Parca have been getting quite familiar, Slick Nick, but now what is this?
Oh man, that is a stretch muffler. Interesting maneuver. You don't see it very often just because of the complicated nature, but Catriona McCallum showing off some technical prowess as Bobby Batty shows no technical prowess, just straight fist to face. As into the cover, hooks that outside leg and only a 1 count.
I feel like this man is taking the thoughts out of my head. I don't get to say anything because he just knows me so well, and this is why I'm going to marry him. As Catriona McCallum throwing Bobby off the ropes. What do we got here? But look at the counter by Bobby.
Bobby had that one scouted, went for that backward spin kick. Bobby was able to catch it. Oh my God, fist to face again. It's going to roll her over. And what is Catriona McCallum thinking about right now?
Oh, just stepping on the hair and yanking on the arms.
That can't feel good.
Absolutely not. As Alyssa Marceau, what's this? But look at Catriona. The athleticism.
Went up for the fireman's carry, and Catriona McCallum able to sneak out the back door and take back control. Big kick to the small of the back, and Alyssa Marceau now on defense.
All these women have everything to prove, because if you think about it, Slick Nick, right now is the time where we have seen that Furiosa, the long-standing women's world champion, has finally had a chink in her armor. We've seen Ashley Moore defeat her, and you only got to think that this drives every woman in this division even harder and further to try and get that next opportunity against our champion, as Bobby Batty has dangerous intent.
Oh my God! And a brutal chair shot right to the back of the head, and Catriona McCallum just crumples.
Catriona
now
crumples.
Bobby Batty.
As Bobby slid. Oh. Alyssa
Big
dropping her. Look at that counter by the Tyrant Queen, Slick Nick.
Yeah, the Tyrant Queen trying to show off and show out tonight on Ambition. Trying to mark a new start. As Bobby Batty looked like she was going to get involved, but thought better of it. Maybe going to let these two go out. No, never mind. She is going to get involved, and here comes Alyssa Marceau with a big counter. Oh my God. Just slapping the taste out of her mouth. Look at this. Big single leg drop kick.
Right now is a perfect opportunity where if someone wants to get into the driver's seat, Slick Nick, they absolutely can. As Catriona is dazed and confused on the outside, the stomp just completely missing by the Tyrant Queen as Bobby has her up. And down she goes.
Nice package driver by Bobby Batty. As you mentioned, Brian, neither one of these women have a clear advantage just yet. It's anybody's game, and that's how it is in a triple threat match. You're going to have eyes in the back of your head. As Bobby Batty goes for the roll-up, only gets a none count. Not even a 1. Not just yet.
Oof, that elbow to the back, though, does not feel good.
Bobby Batty trying to plan out some offense against Alyssa Marceau. Maybe take one of these other women out of the equation so you can get a focus. You don't have to have eyes in the back of your head. Alyssa Marceau and Bobby Batty are just going back and forth. And once again, Catriona McCallum is just going to observe. She's not going to get involved, which is smart strategy. Look at that butterfly spinner.
Absolutely. It's something that, you got to think about when you're in these types of matches, especially considering it's just a triple threat and it's one fall, Nick. All that matters is 1, 2, 3 matches over. So one of these women is not even going to be involved in this culmination of the match.
Yeah, that has to hurt if you're not involved in the decision, but that's why you have to be constantly aware. You have to make sure that you see what's going on. And once again, the proverbial eyes in the back of the head. But sometimes you just can't do that all the time. Sometimes you're focused in, you're trying to get your offense in, and you get snacked up from behind. And that's just the nature of the triple threat match. It's the dangerous world, Brian.
Talking about focused up as Alyssa Marceau just was right now, but thankfully Catriona McCallum seems to be getting her senses back as she does a beautiful arm wrench suplex, Nick.
Bobby Batty gets a big elbow from Catriona McCallum. Now Catriona McCallum's on fire, but Bobby Batty able to stop the momentum for just a second.
Oh my goodness, what a headbutt, Jesus.
Jesus, Bobby Batty threw her whole body weight into that headbutt to Catriona McCallum, and once again, none of these women so far have a clear advantage. It's been pretty even so far. Bobby Batty is firing up. And there goes Alyssa Marceau, and this might be the time that Bobby Batty needs to maybe put herself in the driver's seat, take control. Big roll up here with the bridge.
Bobby has her rolled up.
Beautiful technique, only 1 count.
Catriona wisely getting out of harm's way there is yet again going to attack those arms of Bobby Batty. and focusing on those arms all night and just shoving her out of the way. Well done by Castriona. As wait a second, Slick Nick. We've seen this before. Jesus.
That's a hammerlock DDT by Catriona McCallum into the cover, and Alyssa Marceau is just right there to break it up.
And that exactly leads into your point that you said earlier about how this triple threat match is right now. It seems like Catriona McCallum might have the driver's seat, Slick Nick.
Yeah, Catriona McCallum now taking on both women. Looks like she's going to have some time to herself to make this happen. The black sheep in the McCallum family, as we talked about, she's obviously got her eyes on some OCW gold later in her career, but tonight a win on Ambition could definitely put her in position. Oh my
goodness.
Not like that with Alyssa Marceau. Big super kick.
Rose.
Oh, and Bobby Batty able to make it to break up the count.
Shoved Alyssa off of her, Slick Nick. You got to think good ring awareness by Bobby. Also the athleticism with that dragon screw by Alyssa. Not allowing Bobby to get that much steam ahead. Dodge whiffs.
Look at that. Bobby Batty.
Jesus.
Oh my God, just whipping Alyssa Marceau into the corner, just careening off the turnbuckle. And once again, Catriona going to go ahead and take a back seat. Watch these two women go at each other.
I think at times this is a detriment to her, Slick Nick. I think when she sits in the back, it's great because she's able to recover and she's able to breathe for a moment, but you have instances just like that where it's like, it doesn't seem like she has all her senses there right now.
Yeah, Catriona McCallum maybe needs to sharpen up a little bit and pay attention and stay alert. Bobby Batty got right off of Alyssa Marceau and was able to just seamlessly transition to Catriona. And now Bobby Batty gonna pay a little bit of gonna get a little bit of payback with an arm-based assault pattern. We talked earlier about El Parca, Arm Anderson Jr. And now Catriona McCallum has kind of adopted some of that into her own moveset.
You're absolutely correct. You got to think about it. Bobby Batty constantly having to deal with the torment between her and Amber Rose. You got to think she definitely knows how to throw hands and focus on multiple people as one, Slick Nick, but look at the athleticism of Bobby Batty. Jesus.
Bobby Batty just took Alyssa Marceau for a whirl. Oh, man, and Marceau able to uppercut counter. Oh, look at this. Chokeslam? No.
Oh, my God.
That's a big DDT counter by Bobby Batty, avoiding potential damage. And here we go, Brian. You know what I say.
Say it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yes, sir. Oh, my goodness. The Tyrant Queen sweeps up Bobby Batty as Bobby having to roll out. And it's just Alyssa Marceau and Catriona, Nick. This is real interesting here.
And that butterfly spin out, we've seen that before.
Wait a
Alyssa
second.
Marceau.
Slick Nick, hang on. Alyssa
man.
Marceau. Oh, my goodness. Cajun Pain. 2. And the Tyrant Queen picks up the victory here. Ashley Moore, stay focused on the Tyrant Queen.
Tyrant Queen gets a new coat of paint and a solid victory on the return to Ambition. Trying to find herself some momentum, trying to propel herself towards the gold, propel herself towards Ashley Moore. Whatever's next for the Tyrant Queen, she made a statement here tonight on Ambition, Brian.
You're absolutely correct, folks. That was just our opening match. I'm with the sexiest man in the world. We have a quick break here for you, but we'll be right back. Yeah. Just days removed from his victory at Riot 595, Slick Nick. Jared McGregor Jr., the Irish ace, one half of Sect of Emancipation, is here tonight to show Joe Deaver that Ambition is his ground, and it is his stomping ground, and he is here to stay.
As you mentioned, Brian, Sect of Emancipation, Jared McGregor Jr. joining forces with Elliot Parker to defeat Max Storage, albeit in controversial fashion. But tonight, Jared McGregor Jr. has an opportunity to put another stamp and gain more momentum by defeating the top believer.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
When the summer dies, severing the ties, I'm with you always, always. Will you walk the line? My path serpentine. Remember always that love is all you need. Tell me who you wanna be.
Brian, oh my God.
Wow. What a way to reintroduce yourself, and what a way to get me juice, Slick Nick. If there has ever been a time where I have believed in this man, it is right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've known Joe Deaver for a long time. We've known that he's got the believers behind him. But tonight, he calls himself not just the believer in chief, but he says he's the new heart and soul of ambition. Brian, let me tell you about the last man who was the heart and soul of ambition, a man by the name of Chris Greene. Chris Greene turned to the dark side, turned against this man and the believers. And now Joe Deaver tried to take his former partner's moniker and run with it. Brian, I don't know. Those are big shoes to fill.
They're absolutely big shoes to fill, and if you want to even talk about that former partner a little bit more, Slick Nick, let us not forget that the former heart and soul of ambition, the black heart of ambition, Chris Greene, will be in action in our main event against John Carter. So Joe Deaver is going to need to have a performance like no other if he wishes to fill those shoes, or even better, surpass the old heart and soul.
The bell rings, and here we go. Jared McGregor Jr. off to a quick start, big shoulder block, take it down Joe Deaver, not wasting any time.
Jared McGregor launches himself, but a little bit too short as Deaver smacks the taste out of his mouth.
And a little bit too overzealous there to Jared McGregor. Didn't time that spacing properly, and now here comes Joe Deaver. A little bit of flair on the side headlock, a little bit of wrestling, you might say.
We love ourselves some wrestling, as the head believer in charge is here, and he's trying to show the world to believe in him, because I know right now I do.
You've always been a big believer, Brian, and now it's time to put that belief to the test. And Jared McGregor Jr., big power slam, only a 1 count. So far, can't put the big believer down just yet, the believer in chief.
Can we just talk about Jared McGregor Jr. for a second? How this young man actually went out there and broke the momentum of Jordan Trance, and he is here tonight trying to once again end a party that people have been dying to see. Everyone wants to see Joe Deaver have that standout victory, have that moment where he shows the world that he is here and you can believe in him. But Jared McGregor is doing something right now that we've seen time and time again, as much as it breaks my heart, and he's holding down Joe Deaver.
Here comes, and again, Joe Deaver had another uppercut counter. And as we've talked about before, after his breakup with Chris Greene and the Believers, Joe Deaver's been kind of aimless. He's been kind of wandering around, not really any sense of direction or path. And now Joe Deaver is trying to put himself back on the right track as he's facing off now against Jared McGregor Jr., calling himself the new heart and soul of ambition. As we talked about, those are big shoes to fill. But Joe Deaver is trying to do it here tonight. He's trying to demonstrate that prowess, and so far, it's too close to call.
The reason someone gets called the heart and soul of ambition is for the battles they get put through, and that is something that Chris Greene showed time and time again on ambition, but that's something that Joe Deaver is here tonight trying to sit there. Wait a second!
My God.
That's a move from a man that I will not say, as I just might summon a demon back into OCW as Jared McGregor almost takes the head off of Joe Deaver. Oh, wow.
Oh my God, and Jared McGregor Jr. looked like he was going to go for a flying switch knee of sorts, and he got drop kicked right into the second rope, and Jared McGregor Jr. ate those ropes hard. Joe Deaver now in firm control, 1 cover, not even a 1 count just yet. Joe Deaver's got more damage to do, and I believe he can do it. But Jared McGregor Jr. is not an easy fight.
Those are 2 big lads. Not the
Two
biggest, but they're
sizable
big
lads.
lad. Yeah, they're sizable. Great word, vocab. Love to see that. Back to the action as Joe Dever's dodging and weaving like his life depends on it as he just flings Jared out of midair.
These men are going at each other 100 miles an hour, no relenting in sight. As Joe Dever, big side headlock take down, not take over. And now we got a nice side headlock continuing with the momentum from Joe Dever. A little bit more wrestling for Jared McGregor Jr. And Joe Dever's been in firm control of this matchup.
I think Joe Dever heard what I said, as in I jinxed the man in a great way. If that's what we need to do, then get me on this man's matches every time. A beautiful scoop slam into another elbow drop once again. If it's not broke, Slick Nick.
Don't fix it.
You'd love to hear it here as Joe Dever right now still driving the car with quite ease. But let us not doubt Jared McGregor Jr. This man is a thickums of his own right, and he can easily swing this back as a huge whiff, and now just like that, Jared McGregor with the Hurricane Rana.
Oh, look at that. Jared McGregor Jr. going a little bit unorthodox, a little bit of Hurricane Rana style. Known for this man is known for his brawling, but reached deep down in the playbook for that one. And here comes Jared McGregor Jr. with a little bit too quick. Joe Dever, big counter, flying out of the corner, and big strikes raining down on top of Jared McGregor Jr.
Now Jared McGregor
He's
just
keeping
getting
it going.
absolutely swarmed right now, Slick Nick.
Joe Dever does not want to let up against this high-caliber opponent, and why should he? And Joe Dever is proving right now some heart and some soul in this offense.
You gotta think Elliot Parker, the Prophet, is watching somewhere right now, Slick Nick, and he is probably seething at the screen that Jared McGregor Jr. is not doing better, but right now, I might have just done the curse yet again, as Jared McGregor seems to be getting in the driver's seat here against Joe Dever. The claw.
Commentator's curse. As soon as you say someone's in the lead, it just might change on a dime, and that is the nature of professional wrestling here in OCW. There comes Joe Dever. Big jawbreaker, big kick to the knee, takes out the legs. Right back to that headlock. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I tell you time and time again, Brian. And it looks to be working tonight for Joe Dever.
Joe Dever absolutely takes the advice to heart, and he notices it, and he's going to keep staying on Jared McGregor, who Jared McGregor Jr. refuses to be unrelenting yet again, as this man won't back down. He doesn't care. Oh, Jared McGregor. Oh, my God.
A big spin kick to a grounded opponent. Jared McGregor Jr. is going to go into the cover. 1, 2, no.
Ever see
Almost
a
a
man
3
of that
count,
size?
just not.
Go ahead, Nick. I shouldn't have.
No, just not. Yeah, what were you going to say, Brian?
If I ever see a man of that size coming at me like that, Slick Nick, then just take me out back and end my life, because I don't need that.
If I see a man of that size coming at me, I might bend over. Back to the, oh my God, a big short arm clothesline by Joe Dever. And here comes Joe Dever, the new Heart and Soul of Ambition, self-titled. We might be able to bestow that title onto him tonight if he's able to win this matchup. Oh, not a 2 count just yet.
Joe Dever looking a little bit shocked there that he didn't have it done just yet, but you can't believe the man Jared McGregor misses once again.
Tried for that switch kick knee of sorts, and Joe Dever has it scouted to a T. Look at that. A little bit of a leg scissor. DDT of sorts.
Now look at this, Jared McGregor. This is exactly what makes Jared McGregor stand out. This new crop is radio silence!
Radio silence by Joe Dever!
Oh
we must
my God!
Soul!
1,
2,
Joe
yes!
Dever!
Joe Dever, what a performance!
I believe in this man. I believe in him until the sun goes out and the moon never rises again, Slick Nick. I believe in Joe Dever.
Joe Dever came out here tonight with a lofty goal to crown himself the new Heart and Soul of Ambition. And Brian, I don't know if I can say 100% if he's met that goal, but he's definitely made a statement. He's definitely on his way for sure.
I actually can agree with you there, Slick Nick. His folks once again go nowhere, as we have so much more as Ambition rolls on.
Yeah.
El hombre más exitoso del país con demagogo no hago trato. Si tú tienes lo que yo quiero, agarra este contrato.
You know, let me tell you, Brian, can you talk about ambition? Now let me ask you, Brian, can you talk about ambition without mentioning this man's name? Lewis Bishop has been a staple of ambition for a long time coming. And tonight he's going to face an opponent that's faced his own demons in the past and come up just a little bit short. But will he be able to come up again? Will he be able to overcome this competition, this stiff competition? One of the main staples of ambition, one of the pillars, Lewis Bishop.
One of the pillars, Slick Nick, and you're absolutely correct, as this man has been an absolute key mark for this new generation of ambition. But this man right here, although he may have been losing his mind and been in Pandora's box, and he is not in the right attire for a wrestling match, let us not underestimate the skill and the IQ and the wrestling ability of the Who, Victor Carmine.
We know Victor Carmine's been on a little bit of a stumble, a little bit of a bender as of late. Stuck in Pandora after his matchup with Chris Baxter at Don't Come in New York. Came up a little bit short after turning on Chris Baxter. Now trying to regain that momentum tonight. And he has the opportunity by defeating a pillar of ambition. He could really put himself in some conversations. But it's yet to be seen if he can demonstrate that prowess, if he can demonstrate the ability needed to knock off a man who's had some great victories in his career against Marcus McMichaels and others.
It's December of 2021, Slick Nick, and I'm going to tell you, in December of 2022, Victor Carmine would have taken Sanctum to the absolute limit twice. Lewis Bishop would have given Marcus McMichaels his first singles loss in both singles and tag team competition. And so much more. Would you believe me, yes or no?
No, Brian, I gotta tell you, it would be a very difficult thing to believe, and that's a little bit creepy to say the least.
Both of these young men have had such years in the year of 2022 of Allah, but you have to think, Slick Nick, who can end it here with a big momentum leap as the last ambition of the calendar year? Can we get it done? Can Victor Carmine pull out a much-needed victory? Or will Lewis Bishop show us once again just why he is one of the foundations, one of the pillars of the new generation of ambition?
A big drop kick by Lewis Bishop, and alhamdulillah that we are here to watch this great competition here tonight as Lewis Bishop, big DDT, and the rope break.
Ooh, Jesus.
Has tossed him into the corner. Tossed him. We usually don't see Lewis Bishop display a lot of power. That's not his moveset, but tonight, in that move right there, we definitely saw just a little bit of a glimpse of what Lewis Bishop can do. And Victor Carmine going to take a little bit of a breather after that fast start.
This has been such an incredible event so far of wrestling and just just shows to show how great professional wrestling is, Slick Nick, as the athleticism of both of these men just on highlight. Yes, sir.
As I said, Lewis Bishop showing off some power we rarely see from the Dominican sensation. And a big fist drop, and Lewis Bishop is so far in control of this matchup in the early going. Victor Carmine looking a little bit rusty.
Well, when you're in Pandora's box and you're in dress clothing, I don't really know what you're able to do in there. Once again, if it's not broke.
Don't fix it. And Victor Carmine looked like he was going for that move a second time, got choreographed, and Lewis Bishop was able to deliver a big power slam counter and a big takeover neck breaker. Lewis Bishop is in control of this matchup for a fact. And a big knee drop right to the top of the head.
But Lewis Bishop showing you time and time again, Slick Nick, just why, you know, it's wonderful you're a pillar of ambition, but why he's still showcased on ambition. That ring awareness isn't all the way there yet. You know, Victor Carmine I don't think would be making those rookie mistakes if he was in the offensive.
Victor Carmine hasn't had the opportunity to show if he'd be making those rookie mistakes, because so far it's been all defense tonight from Victor Carmine, and it looks like it's going to stay that way for just a little while longer as Lewis Bishop is just pouring on the offense, and Victor Carmine tries to shut him down, but Lewis Bishop is just right back on top of him.
I want you to pour something on me. It's bad. God, that enziguri by Lewis Bishop. The athleticism of this young man, the Dominican sensation.
Look at this.
All over Victor Carmine. Jesus.
God. A little bit of a modified cloverleaf into a backbreaker double knee, and Lewis Bishop going to the medium rent district. Oh, and misses that double axe handle. And Victor Carmine finally is going to have some opportunity to get some offense. A big spin kick. Lewis Bishop down.
I didn't know there was a medium rent district. I need to find it immediately, Slick Nick. Is Victor Carmine going to start stomping on the arm and the legs of Lewis Bishop, which I think is an excellent strategy because you can keep the young man off of you, but Jesus, he is having a hard time right now.
And Victor Carmine is definitely in some serious trouble against Lewis Bishop. The Dominican sensation has been on a roll, and that boulder just keeps on rolling. It's not stopping. No matter how small the man may be, he's definitely a monumental challenge right now for Victor Carmine. Victor Carmine going to once again go back to those arms, as you talked about.
Lewis Bishop got that dog in him. What can you say?
And just right back after it. You know, Victor Carmine was able to deliver one or two short moves in succession, but really just can't chain offense together as of this yet. Oh my God, just dropping him on his arm. He's going to be able to chain together that cover. Only a one count. Lewis Bishop obviously has not taken enough punishment yet.
Oh, look at this. Victor Carmine, well done. He's making me look like a fool.
Yeah, you're looking a little bit like a fool right now, Brian. Victor Carmine finally got on the offense and did not pull Lewis Bishop away from the ropes, but now he's going to be a little bit more cognizant of it. He was reminded of the rope break, and he was going to go right back to that armbar, but Lewis Bishop had it scouted. Now Lewis Bishop going to deliver some vicious stomps, and this back and forth continues, but Lewis Bishop really is just able to... Oh, man.
Well done.
Big judo. Big kick.
Victor Carmine's trying to rally. He's trying to show that he still can do it and that he can pull this back. It is not done yet, Slick Nick. This man still can pull this match back, and I just don't want it to end because how do you want either of these guys to lose? They're both so talented. They both put on such spectacles.
Now, the truth of the matter is not over until the fat lady sings, and the fat lady has not started singing as of yet. Oh, my God, and Victor Carmine. Oh, man.
Look at the
man, right back up to his feet. And look at these men. They're flying all over the place. This is indie-rific.
If we haven't gotten canceled yet, I think after that past statement about a woman, we're going to definitely get canceled after this. It's been a great run, buddy. It's Victor Carmine!
Oh, my good Lord. Double axe handle from the high rent district this time. One, no.
I don't know why
not even.
Want to pay high rent, but who cares?
Well, large risk, large reward. Oh, man. Victor Carmine once again getting shut down by Lewis Bishop. Oh, my Lord. The knee. An absolutely brutal knee right to jaw. Into the cover. No. Only a one count. Lewis Bishop. Yeah, just right back on top of the action. Just not letting it breathe. Not letting Victor Carmine get the comeback that he wants. Oh, man. And here comes Lewis Bishop. Vintage Lewis. Oh, man.
Vintage Bishop means vintage counter, Slick Nick, because everyone's going to see that coming.
And able to choreograph it. It's a signature move, so everybody's on the lookout. And now Victor Carmine looking for something big here. Maybe to tip the matchup. Maybe to tip the scales just a little bit. Oh, and here comes Victor Carmine. Going to try for an armbar, but I don't think Lewis Bishop is going to be too kind to that. Just some big strikes to the midsection. No wrestling here. Oh, man. And Lewis Bishop, we've seen this before, Brian.
Yes, we have, Slick Nick. You're absolutely correct. The Scholar's lock is cinched in, and Victor Carmine may be forced to tap here. He is struggling. The referee paying attention. Maybe Lewis Bishop will even tap the man out unconscious. Can he do it? Oh, wait a second.
Oh, man. And it was fully locked in, but Victor Carmine just ried that arm off and was able to escape. He was definitely in some trouble there, but he had to show some of that prowess, peel the arm off, and get right back. Now Victor Carmine out right back to attacking those arms, as I was going to say.
gotta love it when it happens. He has a plan and he sticks to it. It doesn't matter if he gets punched in the face or if he gets a scholar lock put onto him, Slick Nick. You talked about patented moves. He went for the who this effect as the wrist lock suplex connects.
1, 2, no. Double wrist lock Northern Lights by Victor Carmine. Victor Carmine right back onto it. Hey!
I don't blame him.
One? No.
Lewis Bishop has the strength. He knows exactly what he got to do here. And oh my God, back to those legs.
Yeah, right to the legs by Lewis Bishop. And now Bishop kind of returning the favor.
Oh.
Dude. He was doing a little bit of this earlier, doing some leg attacks, trying to stunt Victor Carmine. You can't go for the who dis effect if you can't stand. Carmine with a big counter. Bishop with a counter.
Oh, Jesus. God, this just always makes me cringe, Slick Nick. This just always hurts. I don't want to think about this.
Yeah, just possibly dislocation. There's a lot of things that could happen when you go for arm-based assault patterns like that. Maybe some dislocation of the elbow, trying to break the shoulder, break anything you can. Trying to put your opponent on defense. And Victor Carmine is definitely feeling himself now. He's made a comeback.
You can never count him out. Victor Carmine definitely got that dog in him.
Into the corner goes Lewis Bishop, and big counter there by Lewis Bishop.
Lewis Bishop, what's he looking for here? Oh, Jesus, a big elbow by Victor Carmine. Victor Carmine getting stomped.
Trying to pick the ankle out, trying to do a little bit of a slide, a little bit of a technical maneuver, but Lewis Bishop just put boot to face. Victor Carmine with a big counter. Right back to the arm, Brian. Just absolutely relentless with the arm attacks.
You can't hit that humble beginnings DDT, Slick Nick, if you don't have arms that can lift a man. But once again, you can't run and hit that question mark spinning back elbow if you can't run.
Oh, man, and both of these men are just going after each other right now. Leg attacks, arm attacks.
Wait a second! Oh, my goodness!
God.
But Slick Nick, hang on! Oh! Humble beginnings!
Carmine. Able to counter.
Lewis Bishop! What a match!
It's anybody's game right now, Brian. It's anybody's game. One mistake and it could be over.
This is why Ambition is the best professional wrestling in the world. Slick Nick, look at the counter, the elbow! Oh my God!
A big clothesline over the top, and now on the outside, you can't beat him on the outside. He's going to have to pull Victor Carmine back inside the ring.
Oh, wait a second, wait a second!
Oh my God! And a big meteora by Lewis Bishop, and Lewis Bishop. Victor Carmine is in some trouble right now.
Oh my goodness, what a match that we have been able to be blessed with here tonight. Oh my God, the spinning back kick sends Victor flying. As now Lewis Bishop could be wanting to finish this matchup here, Slick Nick. Oh my goodness!
Oh my God, the frog splash to the back, and Victor Carmine is worse for wear right now. His eyes are glazed over like a jelly donut. And Lewis Bishop.
He has him in the position. Humble beginnings, baby. And that could do it. 1, 2, and Lewis Bishop. Wow, what a matchup between these two men.
Lewis Bishop had a solid start, and Victor Carmine almost looked like he had the comeback just for a second. But Lewis Bishop was finally able to pull the trigger, hit that humble beginnings DDT, and put this one to bed. Lewis Bishop, your winner in this Ambition matchup. Holy cow, Brian.
What a performance in Slick Nick. We have so much more. This is why I love it. Tuesday Night Ambition rolls on.
Monto los aparatos por American Airlines. Tengo un pana que lo recibe y me espera online.
One half of the undisputed OCW Tag Team Champions. He is undefeated in tag team competition. He is the prodigy of Sanctum, Slick Nick Pepperoni. It's fucking Sheldon Tremblay as he is making his way to the ring to try and get redemption against the man called C-Note.
The network censors just had an aneurysm, Brian, but yes, it is Sheldon Tremblay, one of the 3 members of Sanctum, coming out to the ring now, one half of the OCW Tag Team Champions. We've seen Sheldon Tremblay in tag team action, but now we're going to see him in singles action tonight, and we know for a fact that Sheldon Tremblay is a capable singles competitor based on his victory over the OCW North American Champion El Parka in recent competition, among other wins and singles matches he's had. We know that he's a formidable singles competitor, but tonight he's got his work cut out for him against a man who he lost to at Animal House just recently. The second match in what potentially could be a trilogy. We'll see if C-Note can do it again tonight, or if Sheldon Tremblay can tie this series up 1-1.
C-Note trying to tell Sheldon that he is not worthy of the gold around his waist, and Sheldon took it personal. Slick Nick not coming out with his OCW Tag Team Championship, as he has a moment and he has a time to try and redeem himself against the man called Greene C-Note.
Oh man, that man has got the drip.
You really do be having the drip, Slick Nick. I gotta say, at times, he is a horrible person, but by God, he has the immaculate drip.
The most immaculate fits in OCW belong to C-Note. He's got a drippy mask. He's got the chains. He's got the jacket. He's got the pants. He's got the boots. But does he have the skills to take on Sheldon Tremblay and win for the second time in 2 weeks, Brian?
Oh, yes, sir. As C-Note finally, he's starting to show people and make them respect who he is. C-Note has some really interesting wins, I guess you'd say, under his belt. Defeating the Prophet, Elliot Parker. Defeating Sheldon Tremblay. And you gotta think, since this man is constantly want to take the next step in competition, we've seen him call out El Parka. We've seen him end the career of Telos. The sky is the limit for this man.
C-Note has momentum. He's got the wind at his back. And can he keep it going here tonight on Ambition? Is yet to be seen, but I believe that there's a lot of confidence instilled in that man right there. And there might be just a little bit of confidence behind this booth that C-Note knows what he's doing. He's a capable singles competitor. He's got his work cut out for him, but I wouldn't be surprised either way here tonight. It's a coin flip, right? Oh my God, a big knee.
Now, Nick, you got to think about something. When you lose to a man, it does something to you psychologically. You only got to think what that means for Sheldon going into this match. While it was an extremely back and forth match between C-Note and Sheldon the first time at Animal House, you got to think, is he going to think, hey, I can lose again? He already beat me. Is he going to do it again? And how is he going to do it again? But Sheldon Tremblay throwing him off.
Big counter to what looked like maybe a Cobra Clutch slam. Oh man! And a big exploder suplex by Sheldon Tremblay. I get what you're saying, Brian, as Sheldon Tremblay goes into the cover and C-Note. Oh my God, almost a 2 count, not quite yet. But as we were saying, yeah, Sheldon Tremblay's got those kind of, not necessarily playing mind games, but at the same time, it's the mind games. Sheldon Tremblay's thinking about how he lost the first time and how could he lose the second time. Does he want to be subjected to that? There's a lot of things on Sheldon Tremblay's mind.
Oh my
God! Confident! Oh my God! A big exploder again, this time from the second rope to the inside. And Sheldon Tremblay demonstrating some power on display.
And that's something that we've seen with Sheldon Tremblay, Nick, is that Sheldon at times has felt uncomfortable. He has felt like he wasn't the weak link of Sanctum. We've seen when Sanctum took on TWC. We've seen when they took on Cutlass that they constantly kept making the remark that Sheldon Tremblay was the weak one. C-Note also doing that. So Sheldon Tremblay has a moment here tonight, dropping him on the back once again. Huge exploder suplex to show C-Note. My God. To show
back up to his feet, and
he is
Sheldon
not the weak
Tremblay
link.
right back on top of him.
Yes, sir. We keep talking. We're professional. We keep it going. It's almost time too.
Oh,
Jesus Lord! I thought.
Oh,
wait a second.
Jackknife.
Oh my goodness, Slick Nick! The athleticism of both of these competitors.
These men going back and forth. As you talked about, Sheldon suffering from a little bit of imposter syndrome. Does he belong at the top? A lot of people have told him, hey, maybe you don't belong here, kid. But Sheldon Tremblay has done a lot to prove otherwise. As C-Note goes into the cover, not even a 1 count. Sheldon Tremblay just powering out as a statement.
Tremblay has absolutely proved himself time and time again in OCW. And honestly, so is C-Note so far. This man has usually always put his money where his mouth is. And right now, he has the opportunity of going 2-0 over one half of the tag team champions. Who can say that?
A victory over Sheldon Tremblay tonight by C-Note would definitely put him in some conversations, to say the least. Maybe international, maybe North American. There's a lot of opportunities here in OCW, and C-Note is looking to grab that brass wing. He already did last week against Sheldon in Animal House, and he might be able to do it again tonight. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Face scrub 2-time.
And right now, C-Note is yet again in the driver's seat against Sheldon, just showing that he right now has the number of Sheldon Tremblay.
Yeah, he's really got the numbers, as you mentioned. He's really just kind of putting a whooping on Sheldon Tremblay right now. Sheldon hasn't really been able to stifle the momentum, and C-Note is just taking it and running with it. Oh, there we go. Maybe trying to... Oh, man. Sheldon Tremblay had an opportunity there, and C-Note just once again right back on top of him, face scrub for a third time. Sheldon Tremblay is just in some big trouble right now, Brian.
It is looking gloomy right now for Sheldon Tremblay. Slick Nick is just, C-Note is mauling this man. Absolutely all over Sheldon Tremblay.
Yeah, this is not looking good for one half of the OCW Tag Champions. Is C-Note going to call up Sheldon Tremblay from the medium rank district? Oh, that time the double axe handle misses. Sheldon, another exploder suplex.
I mean, hey, if you're working out with James Frazier and Owen all the time, you definitely know how to throw somebody. I don't think I would advise Sheldon to throw himself, as C-Note, look at that neck breaker.
Oh my God, spinning neck breaker. And as we talked about, Sheldon Tremblay, he's been showing off some power in this match. You know, he lifted C-Note. Oh my God, Sheldon Tremblay tried to get out of the way of that moonsault, just didn't get enough spacing and caught the leg. God. And Sheldon Tremblay working out with big hosses like Owen and James Frazier. He's got to keep his weight. And Sheldon Tremblay has shown that so far tonight in his power with the exploder suplexes, even from the second rope to the inside. This time, Sheldon Tremblay had that scouted. I'm getting the members of Sanctum mixed up here, Brian.
That's okay, Slick Nick. Is Sheldon Tremblay going off the ropes, but crashing and burning.
C-Note. Oh, and again, that face buster. Well, as we talked about, Sheldon Tremblay is just looking a little bit worse for wear here. Maybe it's a little bit inside of his head. Maybe it's a mental game. Maybe Sheldon is just a little bit concerned. He's thinking too much. Oh, God. Right to that arm bar.
As of right now, I don't doubt it, Slick Nick. I do not doubt it. Sheldon Tremblay has not been able to find solid footing right now against C-Note. He cannot mount a big offense. Oh, wait a minute.
Here comes C-Note.
Oh, my God!
We talked about power. That's a roll up into a power bomb. And Sheldon Tremblay just kicks out with a monumental force. Almost to say, I'm not staying down. And back comes Sheldon Tremblay.
That's something that we know about Sheldon, is he will never quit fighting. He will never stop until his body gives out on him. And that is what he's going to have to do here tonight against C-Note. And that's what C-Note knows he has to do to Sheldon Tremblay as the kid's getting fired up.
Oh my God, the big knee in the corner. That's what ambition is all about, Brian. The heart and the soul to give that never say die attitude. To show that you're just going to be that relentless. You're never going to stop. That's all what ambition is about, and Sheldon Tremblay is showing that. Even though he's down so far, he's been trying to make this comeback, and he's been giving it everything he has.
Oh.
God, big elbow.
C-Note payday, no! Sheldon, big German suplex. Or I guess in his instance, suplex.
Sheldon had that scouted, looking for a payday from C-Note. Let's give that big German suplex counter, a big chop to the chest.
Let's talk about that, though, Slick Nick. Man. Let's talk about that mental hurdle that Sheldon just leaped. As, wait a second, Sheldon Tremblay might be leaping again. The prodigy, he's getting fired up as he dives. Tope Suicida!
And C-Note just careened off the barricade as Sheldon Tremblay came at him with the force of 1,000 mules, just shoving C-Note right into the barricade, and now Sheldon Tremblay is in control.
We got ourselves a fight, Nick Pepperoni, as C-Note's refusing to lay down either. Wait a second, 8-second ride.
It almost looked like C-Note might have been paying, well, I don't know if it would be homage, it'd be a little bit more of disrespect to another member of Sanctum, but instead he turned into an 8-second roll. Oh my God!
My man got the vertical of a lifetime.
My man Cino has the drip, has the power, and has the vertical. But can he get the victory? It's so close, yet so far he needs to put down Sheldon. He's looking for the payday. You know he is.
He absolutely is. The move that ended the first match. Both of these men, they know what each other is going to be going for, Slick Nick.
He misses that big knee. Oh, and Sheldon was able to provide the distraction, lifted up the arm. Bop!
Sheldon has him up on the top rope. This could be dangerous. What does the Prodigy got in mind?
It wasn't flashy, but it was sure effective. Big forearm, and C-Note takes a tumble off the high right district. Only a 2 count.
Oh my God.
Just relentless. You gotta wonder at the late stage of this match, neither one of these men have been able to deliver on their signature moves and their finishers. You gotta wonder, what do you gotta do?
But you know what, Nick?
To make it happen.
Who's been in this position more? As Sheldon Tremblay setting up for it. Cino, Torpedo Munich connects.
Oh my God! And Sheldon Tremblay hit it, the torpedo. He's going to drag Cino to the center of the ring. He's going to show that veteran awareness, get him away from the ropes. He's going to go for the cover. Hook in that outside leg.
And we are even.
Sheldon Tremblay paying it back in kind. He will not be $100 richer tonight. Sheldon Tremblay, your winner.
This young man, even the score. We are 1-1. Slick Nick Pepperoni, the Prodigy, corrected, avenged the loss from Animal House. As now, up next, his tag team partners are in action. Go nowhere. We seen the young Prodigy earlier tonight, Slick Nick Pepperoni, but now we have the other 2 men of Sanctum. We have James Frazier, Titanium Baldy, and the Mat Enforcer, Owen, making their way to the ring.
One fall on the way to the ring. At a combined weight of 527 pounds, the undisputed Tag Team Champions.
These 2 big lads, 100% win rate in their tag team competition between all 3 men. Whether no matter who the combination is, Slick Nick Pepperoni, Sanctum has shown for almost a year. January 14th, 2022, we've seen 2 of these men, James Frazier and Sheldon Tremblay, defeat Hero Country to win those championships, and now they're just less than a month away from having a year-long reign.
Now, all the respect in the world to these 2 men, Brian, but let me tell you something. This is not a combination we typically see out of Sanctum. Usually, we're talking about title defenses, we're talking about tag team competition, we're talking about James Frazier and Sheldon Tremblay, but tonight, Owen is side by side, utilizing the Freebird rule. Let me stop here. Oh, wow.
That's a statement that they're making right there, big man.
These two men are cocky and confident. Who could blame them? Oh, wow.
Man, Sanctum lads, not holding back tonight. Woohoo! Really taking all the shots. Oh!
That is the OCW General Manager Empress.
Acting general manager.
Acting General Manager. Let me not give too much credit.
It's not my general manager. I only recognize the Greene. Damn. Wow.
Empress says, time to throw some more sharks in the water. What kind of sharks are we talking about, Brian?
I'm more stuck on Asteroid and the fatphobic comments, but good lord, who do we have here tonight? Who's gonna fight Sanctum? Oh.
Is that who I think it is, Brian? And in fact, it is. This is a rookie who I would say, I don't know about your opinion, but I would say would be well at home here in Ambition.
I would absolutely agree with you, Slick Nick, but also let's not just say that. He also is familiar with one man in this ring, as Scotty X is here and he's ready to throw down with the undisputed tag team champions. But you gotta think, who is gonna be this man's partner?
That's a lot of questions to be answered yet, Brian, but let me tell you, Scotty X had an absolute bang-up match with Owen, went toe-to-toe, took him to his absolute limit. But this isn't singles competition, far from it. In fact, this is tag team competition. There's levels to this business, there's levels to this game, and Scotty X is going to have a good-ass tag team partner to compete with some top-level, the best OCW talent. They call themselves, they say they're better than all these historical tag teams who rank among the halls of OCW legendary. Scotty X, I'm going to call him just a lowly rookie, but he's got an opportunity here, Brian, an absolutely massive opportunity. If he can put together a formidable tag team and go up against Sanctum and prove that they belong here.
Well, Slick Nick, not only does one man in that ring have history with Owen, but this other man has history with the Matt Enforcer, as Samson Simpson is here, and we are going to have Samson Simpson and Scotty X, the unlikely duo, to take on Sanctum.
Samson Simpson and Scotty X, both of these men have some history. Samson Simpson actually has an upset victory over Marcus McMichaels, if you don't remember. He's definitely shown that he can go toe-to-toe with some of the best here in OCW. Even though that win was controversial, it's still a W in the column. But tonight, he's got his work cut out for him. Both Scotty X and Samson Simpson, they're facing the best in OCW, and what they claim to be the best in OCW for a long time in Sanctum. But as I said before, Brian, we're not used to seeing this combination of Owen and James Frazier. We're used to seeing James Frazier and Sheldon Tremblay. Maybe this pairing will be a little bit different.
You're absolutely right. You got to think there's not as, don't get me wrong, Sanctum is a well-oiled machine, but you got to think there's not as much familiarity. Owen is usually the single star, the standout guy, but right now we've noticed that James Frazier and Owen both have started to push Sheldon in that limelight, have Sheldon start to showcase himself, and we've seen that time and time again as James Frazier, the Titanium Baldy, is going to start this match off with Samson Simpson, and it's go time, Slick Nick.
There's the, oh my god, well, that'll do you.
Oh yeah, Titanium Baldy, baby. We already knew what was going to happen with that.
James Frazier just absolutely took Samson Simpson right off his feet, a big clubbing right hand, and Samson Simpson was able to shake it off a little bit and get back to the action. Samson Simpson being a little bit cautious around James Frazier, and why shouldn't you be? As a dangerous competitor in that ring right there, and you gotta be just a little bit cautious.
And we're about to see the first tag team maneuver by the challengers, Scotty X. Look at that!
Scotty X and Samson Simpson, we asked if they'd be on the same page. I mean, this is a tag team that we have not seen before at OCW, 2 count.
I think Frazier was stunned there, Slick Nick. I think he was shocked by what was happening.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, I don't know if for an upstart tag team, the first time we've ever seen them, they're already busting out some great tag team cohesion. Maybe they have a promising future just yet, but this is still very early on in this matchup. Anything goes. Anybody has an opportunity this early in the game.
Oh my God, poison!
Oh man,
big titanium head.
But regardless of the opportunities, Scotty X is showing right now that he can go toe-to-toe with James Frazier. He has the momentum. He has the offense as of right now. Big double leg drop.
Scotty X wisely targeting those legs of thick James Frazier. Chopping down the redwood is what the boss would say. Scotty X really holding his own right now against James Frazier. James Frazier having some standout moments this calendar year, Slick Nick Pepperoni.
Indeed he has. We've seen him in both singles and tag team competition. Anytime he steps in that ring, he's a force to be reckoned with. And oh my God, Scotty X just goes for a right big gut wrench suplex by James Frazier. James Frazier is taking back control of this matchup. Maybe Scotty X going to try and stunt that momentum just a little bit, but there's a big counter.
We've seen James Frazier pull off the absolute impossible in the Elimination Chamber. We've seen him defeat the #1 contender to the International Championship, Slick Nick, as he defeated Trey Golden in his last singles competition, as now the claw wrenches on the back and the shoulder of Scotty X. Now he's going to stomp on the arm for Christ.
Yeah, just digging the fingers and the palm into that shoulder socket. It can't feel good whatsoever.
Oh,
Scotty X is in some trouble right now. Scotty X had a little bit of an offensive flurry to start this matchup, but his momentum has been stunted, and now Sanctum is doing what they do best right now. Oh my God, big closer.
And Frazier off the rope. Jesus!
My God, that's a lot of weight. 1, 2, no. Not a 2 count just yet. Here comes a tag to Owen, as you mentioned, the Mat Enforcer. Typically the third man in Sanctum gonna come into this matchup right now. He's a capable in-ring competitor. I will never count him out in a million years. And Scotty X is gonna have something to reckon with. But Scotty X so far seems to be getting the jump on Owen.
Let's not forget Owen, the #1 contender to El Primero's the title is what he claims, the North American Championship. Slick Nick, these two men more than likely going to meet at the Clash, as now the Mat Enforcer reminding Scotty X just how he defeated him in their first matchup. Jesus, what? Oh my God.
And Owen is just going off on Scotty X, and there's a big DDT into the cover. 1, 2, no. Scotty X able to kick out again. 2 big European uppercuts and a big flash DDT takes down Scotty X, and Scotty X got the early jump. Oh, and oh my God, you see the big man leave his feet, but it wasn't meant to be.
Don't forget, Slick Nick, just this upcoming Friday, the go-home show to the Clash, Turmoil 290. We will see Owen and Scotty X go round 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Indeed, but tonight he's got to get past him in tag team competition, and Samson Simpson finally gets into this matchup. Now Owen is just right on top of him, not going to let him get the jump, and the double stop misses. God knows, he could have caved in his chest with that double stop.
Oh my God! That's a big hip toss from the big man.
Owen is small in no regard, whether it be offense or the size. We know what Owen can do in that ring, and Samson Simpson is wise to be just a little bit cautious, but he's going to try and play his game. He doesn't want to be around. He doesn't want to stand straight in front of Owen. He wants to fly around, kind of keep the big man off balance. Samson Simpson having a little bit of trouble right there, and Owen capitalized.
Absolutely. You can't make those rookie mistakes in front of Owen. You make those mistakes in front of Sanctum, they are absolutely going to capitalize as Owen just boots Samson right in the face, and he's going to rain down some mean right hands.
Jesus. And as you said, this is really a step up. This is even though this is ambition, this is traditionally a rookie show. Sanctum are not rookies, and these two rookies, Scotty X and Samson Simpson, are going to have to put in a little extra work if they want to make this competitive tonight. And Owen is just going off. Now Samson Simpson, that short arm clothesline, nearly decapitated him. That might be it, Brian. Oh no, I spoke way too soon.
Yeah, baby boy, we said it all night. The commentator's curse. You start to say something, and these guys, they just pull something out of them where they're like, I don't know how they hear us or what, but they got to prove us wrong, as Owen immediately swarming Scotty X.
Didn't let Scotty X breathe for a second, and that's what Sanctum is known for. Sanctum is not going to let you breathe. Oh my God, and Scotty X not going to let Owen breathe. Out a big spinning back kick, and Owen is down, and Scotty X is going to try and capitalize on that advantage.
You got to think about at times perhaps the mental pressure that James Frazier and Owen are feeling in this matchup. You know, they made the big claim how they're undefeated in tag team competition. They made the claim how they are better than some of the most legendary tag teams that we've seen in all of OCW. And Scotty X right now is having his way with Owen. Big shotgun drop kick. Good Lord.
Oh my God, and Scotty X is taking the opportunity and running with it. And that's what he needs to do. And look at these kicks. Those educated feet being put to good use, and Owen crumples.
Owen is in deep, deep danger right now, Slick Nick, and you got to think James Frazier is shouting instructions at him to try and get his partner back to their corner.
You can see James Frazier is a little bit frustrated right now with the performance. 1, 2, no. Could you imagine if these two rookies, Samson Simpson and Scotty X, were able to knock off the OCW Tag Champs and end their undefeated streak right here tonight on Ambition? Could you believe it, Brian?
That would be absolutely insane! Just like the knee to the face that Scotty delivered to Owen. Slick Nick, this is not good for Sanctum. The impromptu tag team of Samson Simpson and Scotty X are taking the tag champs to their absolute limit. Scotty X has Owen's number right now.
Scotty X really has dialed this man on, has got this man's number on speed dial. He is absolutely dominating Owen right now. Owen tries to stunt the momentum, and every time he tries to get a move off, Scotty X is just right there to stop it. Oh no, not just yet. A little bit more damage to be done to the big man, and Scotty X is going to the high rent district. High risk, high reward. Will it pay off? Oh no. And Owen is able to get the knees up and finally is going to be able to get a tag to his partner James Frazier, and the complexion of this match just changed a little bit. Both men in the ring. And Samson Simpson tried to get a hot start, but he was cut off at the pass. And now these two men going to go back and forth.
I do not know if I want to have a power exchange right now with the big bull that's James Frazier.
Striking contest is not something that I would want to engage in. No disrespect to Samson Simpson, but that is a big toss in that ring, and those fists have a lot of power, and that knee had a lot of power, and Samson Simpson almost got knocked off his feet by a knee, and it definitely got taken off his feet by that sidewalk slam.
James Frazier got planned up next, Slick Nick, as he spins around, and the big right hand.
God, that right hand had a lot of momentum, had a lot of heat on it, and now James Frazier is taking this matchup back to the corner for Sanctum.
James Frazier being one of those proud members of Sanctum, he is not going to want to lose that undefeated streak this way, no matter what the cost is, Slick Nick.
And Samson Simpson, steaming right hand.
Oh, torpedo misses.
The torpedo missed, and that could have been game over for Scotty X and Samson Simpson, but Samson Simpson had the wherewithal to just step out of the way. That could have been game over.
Big trouble here is James Frazier.
Oh, man. Massive counter. Oh, my God. That scoop slam had a lot of power behind it, and James Frazier is feeling himself right now.
James Frazier, the big full Nelson slam. Oh, my God.
And Samson Simpson is in deep, deep trouble right now.
Here, Slick Nick. I think he's going to sling some Gaelic iron.
Oh, God. The iron is hot and it's been struck.
And there it is.
And this is over. And Scotty X looked like he was walking out on Samson Simpson right after that. Scotty X, take nothing away from either of these men. They put on a great performance, and Scotty X seems to be just a little bit frustrated with that performance by Samson. Oh, look at this! Oh my God!
Wait a second. He's not done yet, Slick Nick. Oh my God!
Well, I said just a little bit disappointed, but I guess that was an understatement. And Scotty X. Well, here are your winners, Sanctum. The rookie tag team was not meant to be. Take nothing away from them, but Scotty X seemed just a little bit disappointed with the performance. We are not done yet, folks.
Owen is motioning for a mic. Gotta see what the Matt Morse has to say after an impressive victory here with his tag team partner.
Miguel, I heard what you had to say from the comfort of your own home, trying to get into my head. It doesn't bother me that you think you own the place. Well, maybe not for the reasons you think. It bothers me that you represent Lucha Libre. Because where I come from, Lucha Libre is a proud wrestling style that with your behaviour, you forever tainted, tarnished, disrespected. You want to try and get into my head? You think Lucha Country is better than Sanctum? You want to talk about how many title defences you had? You want to talk about how many title reigns you had? You want to talk about how long your title reign was? I don't care, sunshine. The only metric that matters to me is that at Resolution 15, you turned your back on your partner. You left him to himself. You abandoned him. You betrayed him. Everything else, I don't care. At the Clash, we're going to go one-on-one. And at the end of the day, you're right. We are going to show OCW this is the title to come out with, to represent, to hold. But it ain't going to be you taking it back home.
Slick Nick, wait a second. What is that? It's Grand Primero. His music. Is he here? There's no way. There's absolutely no way that this man is here. We have not seen El Parca in quite a few weeks, Slick Nick. His music is playing. Wait a second! He is here! Slick Nick! El Primero!
God!
He's tired of
man.
it! He's tired of hearing everything he has to say!
Owen was talking some heat, saying some disrespectful shit about my man, and he came running through the crowd. Oh no.
Oh wait. Oh my God. Wait, Nick! No! Oh my God!
Oh, he's not done! A powerbomb off the top rope! That's not it!
Oh, and wait a second, what's he doing? Oh no.
Romero.
We all know about Parker's surgically repaired back. We know how bad his back is. No! Jesus! Owen having his way!
This is ridiculous. This needs to stop.
Oh my God.
Where's security?
Nick, no! To the North American champion! Oh my God!
No!
Folks! We just watched a murder go nowhere! The co-main event is up next! My goodness!
To each his own. I chose my path, you chose the way of the hero. And they found you amusing for a while.
The big splash!
But the one thing they love more than a hero is to see a hero fail, fall, die trying.
Oh no, the butt kick to the face!
The point!
That has to be it!
In spite of everything you've done for them, eventually they will hate you. Why bother?
ambition to end. It is time, Slick Nick, for round 2, Electric Boogaloo, as the sexiest man in all of OCW besides yourself, Gonzalo Munoz. I slaughtered that, is on the way to the ring.
We used to talk about Sicario.
Weighing in at 215 pounds, Gonzalez Munoz.
Sorry to interrupt Stacy Clark's little brother, but back to the action, Brian. We used to talk about the Sicario. He was led by El Parca, but now Gonzalo Munoz blazing his own path. And once again, as you talked about round 2, Electric Boogaloo, he's going to have an opportunity to put Hanzo away for good, defeating him for a second time, as the first time he was victorious in that affair.
Thorn that has been in Gonzalo's side for quite some time is the rising star Hanzo, and you gotta think, Slick Nick, this man wants it to be done once and for all here tonight at Ambition 14.
Darkening skies and coming this way, falling behind into night. But if you lead, I will follow 1,000 miles away. I will be your
Let me tell you about this man coming out right now who has been an absolute wrecking ball in OCW, knocking down the competition. In his last affair, knocked off Roy Brown. It's Hanzo Yamashita.
Knocked off Roy Brown, knocked off Harris Turner, and is now looking to try to knock off Gonzalo here tonight in round 2, as Hanzo Yamashita has been a shining star of the new generation. This young man has come into his own in such a short time in OCW, but my God, sooner rather than later, I can see this young man being draped with gold.
It's a matter of time with the meteoric size, the 5-alarm fire that is Hanzo Yamashita. If he continues his performances, he's sure to have gold draped around his waist and over his shoulders. But in the meantime, he's got a challenge in front of him. Can he rectify the loss against Gonzalo Munoz here tonight on Ambition? He's going to ring that bell, and we're going to get started.
You gotta think this is a dual main event night here, Slick Nick, as this match right here is its own right to being a main event. But by God, we are blessed with it even sooner, as Gonzalo off the ropes, gonna fly!
Oh my God, and Hanzo, oh my God!
Absolutely
Hanzo
insane.
had that scouted, and a brutal clothesline takes down Gonzalo Munoz.
What a start to this match as Gonzalo kicks Hanzo right in the face.
God, that heel just
Oh,
connected
wait a
right with
second,
the
a big knee to the face.
Oh my God! Jesus Christ.
Gonzalo
what's he
already
doing?
fired up. Once again, gonna dive. Oh! Crashing
Got
and
it.
burning. Wait. Oh!
Oh, God. This matchup has gotten a hot start on the outside. Gonzalo Munoz tried to dive on Hanzo Yamashita, and it looks like Hanzo Yamashita is taking advantage of those misses and those mistakes. showing veteran prowess by capitalizing on any opportunity that's presented to him. Big super kick, and Gonzalo Munoz is down. And now it's Hanzo in the driver's seat again in this second affair.
Oh, wait a second. Hanzo dropping Gonzalo on his neck. And this is exactly why I love Ambition Slick Nick, because we are blessed time and time again with such great professional wrestling all night long. We have been bestowed with a pay-per-view caliber card, and this is free TV, baby.
And Gonzalo Munoz is just working on those legs, but as you said, Brian, this is absolutely a stellar co-main event for this Ambition. I'd like to be here with nobody but yourself as we commentate these great professional wrestling matches. Hanzo Yamashita and Gonzalo Munoz, round 2 Electric Boogaloo happening right now, and this has been off to an absolutely fire start. If you're just tuning in, don't go away. This is going to be a hot affair.
If you're just tuning in, I feel so sorry for you that you've missed a great night of professional wrestling, but now that you're here, stay tuned in, strap in, get the popcorn, as Hanzo Yamashita, oh my God, he has a
shovel. Oh! God.
He wants to bury Gonzalo Munoz.
I was going to say it, but you said it for me, Brian. Hanzo Yamashita trying to bury his demons and take out Gonzalo Munoz with a shovel and a big leg sweep. Hanzo didn't see it coming, went low, fake tie. Well, these two men are just going to go to war on the outside, as they have been so far. Not a lot of action in the ring just yet. I see the commentator's curse, Brian.
Commentator's curse, Slick Nick. I tell you, you say something and they automatically go into the opposite.
This is devolving into a street fight, to say the least, as Hanzo now has a table, having some devious intentions with Gonzalo Munoz and just throwing him down to the mat.
This man really threw down the table just to slam old boy on the mat. Right as the fans were saying they want tables, but instead he gets a hockey stick. Oh my God, what is underneath the ring?
Oh,
Gonzalo,
man.
Get out of there!
Oh, God.
Jesus!
Hockey stick right to the midsection. Gonzalo has no choice but to double over.
Shit! Oh my God!
And Gonzalo just took that one right on the chin, but he took that one on the chin too. Comes flying down. And Hanzo has just been in firm control of this matchup since the start. This is looking like a firmly different affair than their first matchup. 1, 2, no! Almost did. And Gonzalo Munoz is backpedaling.
Hanzo had clearly watched tape. He clearly reviewed the last match and corrected the mistakes that he made in the first one. And we are seeing that live on display right now, Slick Nick. Oh my God!
A big leg drop and into the cover goes Hanzo. 2, no. Gonzalo Munoz is in some serious trouble. He needs to think of something, some way to get back into this thing. Get a breather. Take a break. Oh no. Big kick to the midsection, doubles over Gonzalo. And Hanzo going to take right advantage of that. Oh my God, the Hurricane Rana driver.
Onto the hockey stick. Good Lord. And, he's going for that table. Gonzalo quickly getting back up on his feet. Gonzalo's going to fly.
Man, no. My God, right on the tailbone, Gonzalo landed. Hanzo is just not letting Gonzalo take an inch.
Not at all.
God. Ooh.
Hanzo came out here with lethal intent, and he wanted to get his get back, Slick Nick. This man has a mission here tonight, and that is to show Gonzalo that they are not equals, and that the first win over him was a fluke.
So far, it really looks like that is indeed the case. Gonzalo has been able to string together no offense. This has been all Hanzo, and it looks like it's going to stay that way.
Oh, no.
And Hanzo looking to put
Oh
my good Lord.
Through the table goes Gonzalo, but he still fights!
Oh, man. And Gonzalo finally showing signs of life for the first time maybe in this matchup.
Once again, wrenching on that leg. Good Lord, Slick Nick.
Now Gonzalo. I wouldn't be taking time to taunt right now if I were him. I would want to get this momentum going. Gonzalo might have been thinking about that shovel, but he thought twice. Oh, man. And he let Hanzo take an inch. Or take a mile, I should say. He gave him an inch, he took a mile, and Hanzo just kicked him right in the face. Big baseball slide. Oh my God!
Jesus Christ.
Hanzo with a brilliant vertical, but Gonzalo was nowhere to be found, and now Hanzo somehow finds himself back in the driver's seat again.
I don't know what these fellas are eating in the backstage area, but my God, tonight we have been blessed with some of the most insane verticals as Gonzalo's trying to fight back. Big Pele kick.
Big Pele kick from Gonzalo takes down Hanzo. And, you know, Gonzalo Munoz has been mounting a little bit of a comeback so far, Brian. Kind of counting him out a little bit, but Hanzo is still in firm control. Make no mistake about that. If Hanzo can get him in the ring and just hit him with something big, it might be over.
Oh,
God. Oh no!
We could have almost seen a clear-hit ending. Luckily, I guess not so luckily, Gonzalo got out of harm's way, and is now Hanzo just beating the chest in with the kicks. Oh
Christ.
My goodness!
Oh God! This matchup is just taking a turn for the absolute worst. As Gonzalo finally once again trying to show some life, but Hanzo is going to beat it out of him. Oh no, and they're going to go further up the ramp, and what is going on here? Oh, with the equalizer! Gonzalo tried to grab an equalizer, but it wasn't in the cards, and Hanzo is just right back on top of him.
What a performance right now by Hanzo.
Yeah, this has just been an absolute peak performance right now by Hanzo. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
I don't care who you are in OCW. You're watching this match and you're paying attention to Hanzo. As right now he's setting up Gonzalo. End of glory. He misses. Oh, Gonzalo!
And a big counter by Gonzalo Munoz showing signs of oh, come on, Gonzalo.
Gonzalo going off the ropes. Oh.
Gonzalo is just making a load of mistakes right now that he just can't afford to make, and Hanzo is just going to make him pay for it. Oh, look at that! Looking for the short arm, forearm. He misses. Gonzalo's fired up now.
Gonzalo looking for it. Is he going to connect? Black Magic connects.
Into the cover, hooks the outside leg, and Hanzo just doesn't even wait. Just immediate kick out. Oh my God. It looked like Gonzalo was on his last legs, and if he'd taken that pun, he very well might have been, but he was able to counter and stuck 2 boots to the face. Gonzalo gives a little bit of a shrug, and oh my God, he eats a big fist right to the midsection, and Gonzalo Munoz, oh, he's in some trouble right now. Oh, and there he goes to the outside. You know, I bet you Hanzo was probably thinking about that forearm again, but Gonzalo Munoz maybe fell to the outside of the ring, and some people might say that that was a little bit of damage taken by Gonzalo. Oh my God, big soup slam, but I think that might have actually been the smartest maneuver in that situation.
I would absolutely agree with you. I wouldn't want to take that short arm forearm. Oh my God, Hanzo on the top rope.
Oh God! Just landing patella first, and oh my God, and the chop up again, and now Gonzalo has an opportunity to attack that knee.
Gonzalo getting the get back, dropping him on the barricade, Slick Nick.
Oh my God, and Gonzalo has just mounted a comeback for the ages here as Hanzo is having a little bit of trouble putting the matchup away and hitting his big move. Hanzo looking like he's going to wait for Gonzalo to get back in the ring. He looks like he's going to go out after him. Big, oh, look at that.
Oh God.
Oh, tried to swing the hockey stick. Oh my God, big hockey stick to the midsection. Gonzalo now.
My area is finally back in order. My microphone got messed up because of Gonzalo throwing everything off the announce table. As Hanzo is streaking right now. Wait a second, dropping him right on his neck. What a Jesus Lord.
Up and right on his neck is Hanzo. Might be in a little bit of trouble right now. Gonzalo has some devious intentions, slamming his head right off our announcer's table. Oh man, look at this.
Oh
my God!
Gonzalo's starting to get a comeback.
Yeah, it's an absolutely brutal DDT, and that's a thin layer of padding, ladies and gentlemen. There's concrete right underneath that. Another table.
It's going in the ring.
Hanzo trying to get a hold of Gonzalo, and oh man, just drags him down. That's not technical.
No. End of glory connects.
What a punt by Hanzo. Oh, and Hanzo's going to stay right up on him even after the punt. He's not going to rely on that. He's going to finish the job once and for all. He's getting a little bit frustrated with this comeback, and he finally wants to put a stop to it. God, double knees to the back. Now Hanzo might finally be looking for that forearm to put Gonzalo away once and for all. There it is. And a little bit of good kip up. And this might do it, Brian. 1, 2, 3.
Once again, Slick Nick. Score is 1-1, baby.
Score is 1-1 in the first round. Gonzalo Munoz is able to pull back, and this time it just wasn't in the cards. Hanzo Yamashita putting on what was almost an entirely one-sided performance. A little bit of comeback there by Gonzalo at the end, but Hanzo was able to put the cap on it. What is this? And look at that, just a little bit of mutual respect for the war that both of these men just went through. No one can blame them. That was an absolute war, an absolute battle, and these warriors are going to show respect. But the fact of the matter is that Hanzo Yamashita is your victor again tonight. The Hanzo train keeps moving.
OCWFED is a hybrid pro wrestling eFed that combines elements of role play and competitive play using the WWE 2K franchise. Whether you're on PlayStation or Xbox, OCWFED is a creative outlet for gamers and pro wrestling fans alike. With over 16 years experience producing weekly content and live Twitch events, OCWFED has a thriving community with handlers from all over the world. If this sounds like your cup of tea, come check us out at OCWFED.com, OCWFED TV on YouTube, and OCWFED on Twitch. It's like D&D for wrestling nerds.
It's main event time, Sweet Nick Pepperoni, and we have seen pillars and foundations of the new generation of ambition, and what other way than to end it here with John Carter taking on the Blackheart of ambition, Chris Greene.
John Carter got the Italian stallion fit on, carrying that future investment briefcase that he won at Resolution. We know John Carter and Chris Greene have a long and storied history, former members of the wrestling club together. John Carter has still continued to maintain that organization to this day. Chris Greene, unceremoniously booted from the group, now finds themselves with Kasstianity, referring to the black heart of ambition, once the heart and soul now turn to the dark side.
Call this the last dance, the last match, baby boy. The last ambition of the calendar year is the Black Heart of Ambition has returned to his home turf. Whether you like him, whether you love him or hate him, Chris Greene is here, the newfound Chris Greene.
Earlier tonight, we saw Chris Greene's former tag partner Joe Deaver claim to be the new heart and soul of ambition. Chris Greene is a man who once held that title and wore it proudly in his battles we saw in main events past, when he had that absolute war with Owen. We used to look up and respect this man for what he'd done, but now it seems like he's against OCW, he's against ambition, and God knows what happened to this man that we once knew, Brian.
It is absolutely heartbreaking, the war that he had with El Parca, the war that he had with Owen, the love of the fans that he had in the palm of his hand, and he decided to crush everything and break the hearts of everyone in OCW as he joined Kasstianity, and now it kind of slightly disgusts me that I'm going to be cheering for John Carter here, Slick Nick, but you know what? Desperate times call for desperate measures.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend, and while John Carter is a bona fide piece of shit, he's also on Team OCW for one night only, when he faces off against his former friend, Chris Greene.
Main event of Ambition 14, here we are, folks. Let's get down to business. It's John Carter.
Oh, man. And John Carter wasting no time. He didn't even think about it twice. Went immediately after Chris Greene. Oh, man. And that's still John. You know, make no mistake, we talked a lot about Chris Greene, but that's still John Carter in that ring, and that just proves it.
That's going to be a future world champion, Slick Nick. That's who it's going to be. And I think right now, John Carter is showing many people that he needs to have respect put on his name after the dismantling of the last blacksmith, after the dismantling of Ryu Matsumoto. Could you imagine the cherry on top if John Carter can be victorious here tonight?
John Carter has been on a roll as of late with the Future Investment briefcase in tow. As you mentioned, future world champion statistically. John Carter has a lot to prove and a lot to earn. And if he can continue on this hot streak, God knows what'll happen in the future, but you know it's gotta be great for the big Sioux play.
We'd love to see ourselves some beautiful suplexes as Chris Greene not able to find his footing just yet. But right now, he's going back to the well, as we've seen Chris Greene do this time and time again off the ropes. Beautiful arm drag.
Big arm drag. John Carter goes careening across the ring, and now dropping the bows straight to the heart.
Oh!
Oh no, look at that. That's just disrespectful.
With sheer disrespect, it's kind of interesting to see that the odds have been flipped and the tables have been turned, as Chris Greene being the disrespectful one now out of these two, Slick Nick.
Yeah, I mean, both of these men, John Carter has always been no stranger to disrespect, but Chris Greene, you know, as we talked about before, is just a man we once knew, is just working on John Carter right now, working on the arms. He's just a little bit of a different presence. That black heart rings true. You could just feel the vibe. It's just a different man altogether. Oh.
Back and forth. You gotta think both of these men know each other so well. They've trained together. They've traveled together. They were best friends at one point. They were tag team partners. These men have wrestled all across the globe with one another. And once again, they are adding more reps.
This is just a deeply personal situation between these two men. I mean, we know that John Carter and Chris Greene came into OCW as members of the wrestling club. These two were former best friends. They used to hang out. They used to wrestle together. I'm sure they probably met each other's families for Thanksgiving, God knows. But oh my God, and that drop kick and Carter goes careening down. It's a deeply personal matter between these two. I don't think they're going to give an inch. Oh man, and a kick out by John Carter.
Just as you said, neither of them are going to give an inch. Both of these guys are going to know each other so well. And we are going to see them scratch and claw and fight as they try to get the upper hand in this matchup in our main event, Slick Nick.
Yeah, we just saw that trademark Chris Greene arm drag. We've seen that so many times prior. Oh man, the big drop kick, and John Carter goes to the outside. John Carter had the advantage early on in this matchup, but Chris Greene seems to have found his footing, gained a little bit more confidence, and now Chris Greene, oh my God, the big moonsault to the outside. John Carter's in some trouble.
Well done by Chris Greene. Although it breaks my heart, I still love the athleticism of that young man.
Yeah, Chris Greene still has the style profile. And oh my God, and John Carter gonna fight. Oh my God, double boots to the face. That can't feel good in the slightest, and the referee is counting up to almost a 5 count now. They do have to get back in the ring. This match is gonna have to end in the ring by pinfall or submission. Hopefully not disqualification. I would hate to see both of these men be counted out on this affair.
If they get counted out, I can only imagine that our acting general manager would restart the match or something just like this, where both these men are not going to take a count out. Both these men are not going to take a disqualification. They are going to sit here and they are going to beat the living shit out of one another, Slick Nick.
Yeah, John Carter rolled in, rolled out to break the count. He wants to win this one decisively. Oh my God, I almost said fair and square, but nothing about John Carter is fair and square. We both know that. Anyway, back to the action. John Carter, Chris Greene are having an absolute brutal fight on the outside as John Carter goes careening into the barricade.
Oh my God, Chris Greene!
Greene! Oh man, a drop kick could have sent John Carter out to the stratosphere, but was able to step out of the way, and oh man, Carter just dropping Greene down on the knee. Once again, the count's getting up there.
Oh my God.
Man! Right off the corner post. 7.
Referee
John
warning
Carter.
them. He's trying not to count them out. The referee doesn't even want this match to end in a count out. Look at the pause that he's giving them. Wait a second, Nick.
Oh my
Nick, oh!
God.
We are at 8.
The pile driver on the outside.
9.
I think John Carter.
Oh no.
John Carter finally breaks the count at a count of 9. Oh, look at this. Just some push-ups on the outside. John Carter
walking
just
away.
Doing John Carter teams.
Carter getting out of dodge. As now, look at this, Slick Nick. We've seen this before. The wrestle bomb.
And John Carter, just the most absolutely peaked. Oh, look at that, Chris Greene. Gotta tell you the truth, that's a little bit of a peak of the heart and soul that we've seen out of Chris Greene in the past.
It breaks my
heart. That's what we've known him for.
It absolutely is, and it hurts me so much because I want to scream for this man, but I just know it's not in. Oh my God! Huge
German suplex. John Carter was looking for a big move there, a big clothesline, and Chris Greene ducked the clothesline, hit a big German, another deep arm drag, and a big Hurricane Rana Mayorana.
This is once again showing a glimpse of the old heart and soul of ambition, but John Carter picks Chris Greene up.
Oh man, out the back door goes Chris Greene. This is neck and neck right now. John Carter hit the wrestling bomb and thought it was over, but Chris Greene was able to kick out in the nick of time. And Chris Greene steps out of the way, going right back to the arms.
I think Carter was looking for Concussion City, but wasn't able to connect there.
Yeah, the methodical pace that Chris Greene is trying to tell him, man, and Greene just goes right over the top rope to the outside, and John Carter is feeling confident about this matchup. Oh,
John Carter's
man.
gonna.
That's vintage. Vintage John Carter right there.
Yes, it is. That's the John Carter.
Oh, man. And John Carter's just kind of playing with his food a little bit now. You can't play around with Chris Greene like that.
You absolutely cannot. I do not think this is what I would want to be doing if I were John Carter. If I were him, I would make a definitive point and go home.
And John Carter, as I said, just kind of playing with his food, not really putting the exclamation point. He hit the wrestling bomb. Chris Greene kicked out. Maybe he's got to go back to the well one more time. And John Carter throwing off Chris Greene. Oh, a big roll up here. That's a spider special. That's the way he beat Ryu Matsumoto. Oh, no. Almost a 3 count. Just barely kicks out in the nick of time.
What's John Carter looking for here? You got to think just one more big maneuver, and it'll be lights out for either man. Chris Greene misses John right in front of him. What's he got going for here? Let's go with the neck. Both men at a standstill.
Man.
It's a
big drop kick there by Chris Greene. Both of those men were cautious. They didn't want to make a mistake, and who could blame them? One mistake at this point in the match could cost you the whole thing.
Oh, wait a second.
Oh, look
Chris
at Greene. Oh, my God. And a big sliced bread running off the top of the turnbuckles. 1, 2, no. Carter barely kicks out. 2 and 15/16.
Imagine if Chris Greene would have been able to pin the Future Investment briefcase holder and John Carter here tonight.
Chris Greene could finally get his revenge for being booted out of the wrestling club so unceremoniously eons ago. And John Carter, oh man, a big forearm. You know, drop a big knee right on that arm, get a little bit of payback. The 1-for-1. Oh man, oh! Chris Greene able to wiggle out. Both of these men proving very cautious. Haven't gone for any big moves as of late, but maybe that's just a Point of the reversal war here. John Carter with the stop.
Oh, wait a second! Wrestle bomb!
And that might do it for Chris Greene. Heart and soul aside, that's 2 wrestling bombs, and that's the end.
My goodness, what a performance. What a main event match.
That was worthy of a main event, and John Carter, as much as we all hate to say it, is your winner. Disrespect and all. The Future Investment proves that he still has what it takes. He's still got the momentum. What do we got going on here? John Carter doesn't look like he's done for the night.
What a statement by John Carter, Slick Nick, and what an absolute opportunity it has been to sit here in this booth with you for a year long, my man. It has always been an honor and my privilege to commentate this show with you. I love everyone so much, and I can only appreciate everyone in the OCW universe for tuning in and letting me and my man have the best time in the world. Take us home, Nick.
John Carter has bowed out of ambition in regards to the future rookies who will now occupy this stage. Thank you very much, Brian Williams. It's always an honor to commentate with you behind this booth.